Good evening, respected members, and hello, dear students. Hi, this is CA Pratik. I welcome you all to my YouTube channel, GST and Customs Act Fun Learning. Now, today I'm going to discuss one important amendment or one important addition which is proposed in Union Budget 2021. In Union Budget, a new subsection, Section 16, subsection 2, clause AA is being proposed. Now, I have divided this into three parts. First, let me explain you what is GSTR 2A and 2B, Rule 36, Sub Rule 4 of the CGST rules, and what this addition in Union Budget 2021 will have an impact on your input tax credit. Okay, so let us begin. Okay, so first point, let us understand GSTR 2A and 2B. Suppose I am a supplier, Mr. Anil sir is a recipient. I sold goods or services to him. As a supplier, which return I will file? GSTR 1 by 11th of the subsequent month. ये invoice details में GSTR 1 में upload करूँगा. And on the basis of supplier's GSTR 1, ये ITC details shall be auto-populated in recipient's GSTR 2A and a new statement GSTR 2B. On the basis of this, the recipient can avail input tax credit. Correct? ये तो पता ही है सबको. Now what was happening? Suppose GSTR 1, 2A, 2B, just one example. Suppose this time I am a recipient. I purchase goods or services from this guy. Correct? These are the invoice details. As a supplier, which returns the supplier will file GSTR 1, 11th of the subsequent month. Okay. And on the basis of his outward supply details, this ITC details shall be auto-populated in recipient which statement? GSTR 2A and GSTR 2B. यहाँ पे auto-populate होगा. Okay, so this is just a demo. Suppose I'm opening my GSTR 2B, August month's GSTR 2B. Correct. Then pressing it on view. This is my GSTR 2B. So now I will click here. I will verify B2B invoices and see this. Chigna Petrochem, the supply details is there. You can verify all the details. Verify the invoice number. See, it is correct. Verify the invoice date 15 July. That is also correct. Verify the total invoice value. Let us verify total invoice value. First, let us verify the taxable, say 4,80,000. Then the SGST and CGST. So everything is matching. Everything is matching. Even the total invoice value is matching. सब कुछ match हो गया. On the basis of supplies GSTR 1, the recipient availed ITC in GSTR 2B. Now there was one Rule 36 sub Rule 4. You all must be aware we were facing this issue. The second point is Rule 36 sub Rule 4. Suppose I am a recipient. This is my GSTR 2B. I purchase goods from this person. 1 lakh plus 12% GST. He filed GSTR 1 correctly. Since he filed correctly, this 12,000 ITC got auto-populated in my which statement? GSTR 2B. So this ITC I can avail. ये 12,000 का ITC मैं ले सकता. But from this supplier, say I avail services, 5 lakh rupees plus 18% GST. Now this supplier did not file GSTR 1, but I knew the GSTR 1. So this ITC of 90,000 never came in my GSTR 2B. I cannot avail this ITC. Gaya. Similarly, from this Mr. C or D, I took services of rupees 2 lakh plus 12% GST. He filed GSTR 1, but instead of me, wrote someone else GST number, incorrect GST number. So ये जो 24,000 का ITC था, that also never came in my GSTR 2B. I cannot avail. Now what is the conclusion coming out here? How much was my ITC as per purchase register? If you add this three, it is 1,26,000. But how much was there in my GSTR 2B? Only how much? 12,000. So 12,000 ही auto populate हुआ. Now this Rule 36 sub Rule 4 was restriction. It was restricting my input tax credit. कितना था मेरा as per purchase register? 1,26,000. How much was there in my 2B? Only 12,000. So how much ITC I can avail in my GSTR 3B for December 20? As per Rule 36 sub Rule 4, recipient was restricted. क्या restriction था? एलिजिबल आईटीसी जो ऑटो पॉपुलेटेड हुआ आपके 2B में इंटू 105%, तो आपके 2B में कितना था 12,000, वो इंटू मैक्सिमम 105%, 12,000 प्लस 5% डिफरेंस आप ले सकते हो, मतलब 12,600. So how much was it eligible? Total eligible कितना था 1,26,000. उसमें से you can avail only 12,600. Balance of 1,13,400 you cannot avail in December 20. You can avail it when that supplier shall file his GSTR. So you are left at the mercy of the supplier. जब वो supplier GSTR1 भरेगा तब recipient उसका ITC ले सकता है. This was given in Rule 36 sub Rule 4. Now all the taxpayer, they were agitated. There were some going on queries that how can GST Council restrict the input tax credit just by introducing Rule 36 sub Rule 4. There is no such provision in the Act. GST Act में तो ऐसा कभी था ही नहीं. सिर्फ rule introduce करके how can you restrict my credit? This is some ambiguity going on that how can GST rules surpass GST Act? Act and rules should support it. This time rules is surpassing GST Act. So this was going on. Now in Union Budget 21-22, what happened? This time government said it wants to insert, it seeks to insert a new subclause 16(2)(a). It is going to introduce the 16(2)(a), and what is the restriction going to happen? Now, input tax credit on any invoice or debit note, किसी भी recipient को ITC लेना है, then only he can avail if such invoice details or debit note details are furnished by supplier in his GSTR. So we are left at the mercy of the supplier. Unless and until the supplier who has sold goods or services to me, unless he files GSTR1, I cannot avail ITC. So the recipient, the buyer can avail ITC on any invoice or debit note only when the supplier has filed GSTR1. So जो 5% difference allow करता था Rule 36 sub Rule 4, that difference also now you cannot take. Exactly matching concept introduce कर दिया. Understood? So what happened? Please be very careful. Now, if your supplier is filing GSTR one on time, then only you can take the input tax credit. So this is a bad provision. This is not correct provision. We were already fighting with government to remove Rule 36 sub Rule 4, and now they are introducing in the Act itself. But let us see if it gets represented in High Court to remove this section. Let us hope for the best. So I will keep updating such lectures. If you have liked, kindly subscribe my channel and request you to share with all your friends and colleagues. Okay, so now just one important update which I would like to share with you.